The following program was produced by an independent community producer. The opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect those of the ECAT staff or board of directors.
Greetings, everybody. We're here from Auntie Zaza's Fiberworks, located at 104 Main Street in Easton, Massachusetts. And we're tuning in live from the shop. I have a little bit of educational directives with some tips and techniques. The show offers also some fun, inspiring projects. And we're your local yarn shop. We're at 104 Main Street, right in Easton, right next to Farmer's Daughter, and we offer knitting and crochet classes throughout the week. In addition, we have a number of fun fiber arts class. There's a wet felting class. We have Baltic weaving. We have some basic weaving lessons with the rigid heddle. There's a beautiful straw ornament class that's coming up. And knit a little knitted sweater ornament or a gift card cozy for the holidays, and lots of fun programs that we offer throughout the week. So stop on by. You can also check out our website. We're at auntiezazas.com, and you can make your purchases. If you're not local, you can make your purchases from us and support our brick and mortar store, as now we have a click and mortar store. Okay, so without further ado, today we are going to be talking about and exploring what's called color work, where we are stranding the yarn and changing colors, using multiple colors to create beautiful objects. So in honor of November and Election Day, I've made this cowl. So as you can see, I've written the words vote in the contrasting colors, and I just strand behind the work, the color to create this in using a little chart that identifies, oh, I'm doing 3 gray and then 4 of the color for the bottom of the E, and then 3 gray and 2 for the bottom of the T. And it just goes along as I follow on a little chart which color I'm to use as I am knitting each row. A couple of other little examples here. This is another little hat that I've recently made that has a little fall motif. There are leaves at the bottom. You can see these are little sheep, and then there are acorns that are up at the top. And I'm going to flip this to the inside, and you can see this is what it looks like on the inside of my work, where there's little strands that I create as I'm shifting my colors back and forth. So, and I made little matching fingerless gloves to go with them. Whoop. Just because when my hat's on my head, I can't see it, and I really like this pattern and thought it was cute, so I made a pair for my hands. So I'm making little holiday gifts for my grandson and his friend. For all of you who are the Minecraft fans, this is the little Minecraft character. I'm actually not even sure what it's called, but this is what he had picked out. And again, you can see the inside of my work with a little color stranding that happens as I drag. These are called drags or floats that I floated behind my work. So I'll show you what that looks like. And then we can do a little close-up view. I've got a little project right here, and I can show you my technique of how I create those floats. So I'll just take my contrasting color, and then you can see how I create my floats. Right now I'll create a knot. That's clever. When I pick up my new color, what I like to do is just take it and I hold it in my left hand. I just put it right into my left hand like this. And then once I create a couple of stitches, that actually secures the tension. And then to make a float, I'm going to bring my original color I do about 3 or 4 stitches of the color that I'm designing with, and then this is my background color, and I bring my contrasting color under it like this, and then I carry on with doing a few more stitches. So it's like every 3 or 4 stitches I need to create a float. Otherwise my strands will be so long that when you go to put your glove on, let's say, your finger can catch in the float, and then you can, you'll end up snagging your yarn. The other thing is it alters the tension. If my float is too tight, then my work is going to end up getting puckered. So by creating the float, it allows me to keep my tension even. The tension relates to the sizes of my stitches. So actually I want to go I'm going to back it out a little bit here, because I want it sort of every 3 or 4 stitches, I want to create a float. So I'm going to just cross them over and bring my yarn into position. I don't want to pull it too tight because that's going to alter the tension on my work. But just kind of a nice relaxed tension like that, 2, maybe 3. And then again, doing that crisscross where my working yarn goes under. And then I just dragging the color along with me like this. One thing that can happen is each time, if I keep going under like this, my yarn actually is going to start spinning on itself. So then I'm going to get into kind of a little twisty condition, which what I've been doing, I'm not getting twisty, because what I've been doing is sometimes I go over with the blue and sometimes I'm going over with the green. That way it's not. Otherwise, you start to get a thing like this, right? Where each time you do it, it gets all twisty and spinny like that. And I literally go like this. I just let go of it and I kind of just like that. I just unspin my work till it gets like this. And then I'm ready to go at it again. That's my very fancy technique. So you could do one of 2 things when you're doing floats. You could either crisscross it like this, crisscross applesauce with the blue goes over, and then the green is ready to work. Right, and then the next time I'm going to go in reverse, where my green is going to go over, and this untwists it. Boop, and then the green goes right into position. And that's it. Isn't that cool? So to make the little dude, I'm going to go 1 blue, and then I'm doing 10 of the green on the first row. 2, 3, 4, thereabouts. So 3 or 4 stitches, and then I'm going to create my float because I have to bring my blue yarn along with me. Right, and I crisscross it the other way, and I want to do 10 of them. Let's see how many I have. 2, 4, 6, 8, 2 more. 1, 2, and then boom, bring the blue one up into position, and that's it. So that's the beginning of one little guy. And then I go around repeating it over and over again with 10 green, 1 blue, 10 green, 1 blue. And then the next row, what I did was 2 green, 1 blue, 2 green, 1 blue, 2 green. And each row, it's a different little rhythm to do the little squares. When I have just my plain old stripe, I'm just bring the blue up for when I need it. I don't have to float along when it's just a solid color. But in order to get these alternating blues to come into place, I have to float it along like this. You can see there's like 3 or 4. These are kind of little longer floats. These are when I'm doing like 2 blue and 2 green. They're little shorter floats. Okay, so that was our lesson for today of doing color work and an introduction to floats, as the experimenting using contrasting colors is endless. You can make those beautiful Fair Isle sweaters that have the Lopi yarn with beautiful color work for the Icelandic sweaters, and many fun, adventurous projects. This I call craftivism. I don't call it, it's craftivism, where we as makers use our art form to be able to give voice to things that are happening in our society. And this is one example, using my craft as a knitter to inspire people to go out and vote. So that's craftivism. I'll talk more about that in a later session, but for today, it's a little intro to craftivism as well. So we invite you all to come on down, come see the shop. It's a beautiful, creative environment with lots of wonderful colors. Roberta and Deborah and Wells are here to serve you, as am I. We have classes that happen throughout the week. As kind of built on the adult learning model. Knitters and crocheters sit side by side. People who are relatively new beginners might be sitting by somebody who's really an expert crocheter. We just have a lot of fun together, inspiring and supporting each other in our learning process. Hope to see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.